evening to one and all present here. It's time for the valedictory function. It's indeed been a long day and we are equally exhausted. Our brain carries no more space. So much we have learned today, from being a lawyer to becoming an eminent speaker. Let's thank our resource persons for the insight into those 7 wonderful topics and the social impact of the crime and the unveiled remedies. This valedictory function is to bid farewell to all the dignitaries and resource persons who have contributed to the purpose of this symposium. With these few words, now let's welcome the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. K.P. Narayana Kumar, to the dais. May I now invite the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, to the dais. We graciously invite the Chairman of this event, Senior Advocate, Ms. N. Krishnaveni, to the dais. We are very delighted to welcome Hon'ble Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkateshan to the dais. We take pride and privilege in welcoming our very treasured Chief Guest, Hon'ble Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, to the dais.
May we call upon the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, to deliver the welcome address.
Vanakkam and happy evening to one and all. I'm very happy to deliver the welcome address again, the second time of the day. It's a privilege for us to have the most beloved and cherished Judge, Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, Administrative Judge, here as the Chief Guest. Let us give a good welcome. And during the session, as N. Anand Venkatesh, I hope it was jokingly told that why he is made to deliver the speech on the last. And we want to make the climax as action-packed. So no doubt it was received well. I think I am justified in my decision to invite Mr. Anand Venkatesh as the last speaker. And at times the last time success in the 20 matches also make the game changer. And I welcome the dignitaries who have come to the dais little bit late in the evening session, those who are not present in the morning session, and I extend my cordial welcome to one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May we request the Deputy Solicitor General, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, Mr. K. Govindarajan, to honor our Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, with a memento. May we request the Chairperson, Ms. N. Krishnaveni, to honor our Chief Guest with a gift. May we request the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. R.Saravanan, to adorn our Chief Guest with a traditional shawl.
Thank you, Mr. Saravanan. The symposium would have been a tough task, but for those 4 runners who kept the show going from the moment this idea was derived to conduct the symposium. As an act of gratitude, of thanking them, we request our Chief Guest of the evening to honor them with pleasantries. May I kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor the Chairperson of the Law Symposium, Lexicon 2023, Ms. N. Krishnaveni, Senior Advocate, with a memento. Ms. N. Krishnaveni, the Chairman of the Law Symposium, is being honored with a memento by our Admin Judge. I request His Lordship to honor the Chairman of the Finance Committee, Mr. P. Thiagarajan, with a memento. Chairman of the Registration Committee, Ms. Jessie G. Vipriya, also will be honored by our Admin Judge, Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian, with a memento. May I request His Lordship to honor the Chairman of Stage Committee, Mr. N. Tamilmani, with a memento. Chairman of the Reception Committee, Mr. R. Murli, will be honored with a memento by our Honorable Judge. It's time to honor the lady who has been organizing the mementos, the Chairman of the Memento Committee, Ms. S. Mahalakshmi, with a memento by our Admin Judge. I trust we all had a sumptuous lunch. Let's all honor the Chairman of the Food Committee, Mr. R. Kumar, with a memento. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful lunch you have organized. Mr. R. Kumar is being honored by our Admin Judge with a memento. The Chairman of the Travel Committee and Accommodation Committee, Mr. Natarajan, shall be honored with a memento by Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, who is the Vice President of MMBA.
Thank you, Lordships. Thank you, sir. We are happy to announce that the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, has sponsored the presidential rewards to the office bearers. May we now request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the General Secretary of MMBA, K.P. Narayana Kumar, with a Medal of Honor. May we request Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Vice President of MMBA, Mr. M. Nadarajan, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Treasurer of MMBA, Mr. S. Venkatesh, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Librarian of MMBA, Mr. K. Prabhu, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. C. Ajay Kose, with a Medal of Honor. Ajay Kose, Joint Secretary of MMBA. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Ms. J. Lakshmi Prasanna, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. S. Vinod, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. C. Prithviraj, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. K. Praveen Kumar, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of the MMBA, Mr. M. R. Mugam, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. A. Chilambarasan, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. P. Saravana Kumar, with a Medal of Honor. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh to honor the Executive Member of MMBA, Mr. R. Saravanan, with a Medal of Honor.
Now may I request Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor these members without whom we would never look very colourful. May I invite the videographer, Mr. John Manuel, who is a YouTube chair partner for MMBA. Mr. John Manuel will be honoured by our Lordship with a gift. We request His Lordship to honour the videographer R.O.K. John Xavier. Mr. R.O.K. John Xavier. May I request His Lordship to honor the photographer, Mr. Dhanraj. Mr. Dhanraj is being honored with a gift by our admin judge. May we have Ms. Shivani, Dhanraj's daughter, to receive the honors from His Honorable Justice R.Subramanian. I guess she rightfully deserves to be honored. She's been standing from the morning till this evening. Thank you, dear Shivani. But for this man, the invitation would have been a mishap. Can we invite printing partner Mr. Pandirajan to be honored by our admin judge, Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian, with a gift.
We are happy to announce that Legal Eagle Elites, Chennai and Mr. K.R. Rajasekhar, Advocate, has sponsored Medal of Honor to the Master of Ceremony and MMBA staffs. May we request Mr. K.R. Rajasekhar, Advocate, on the dais to witness the memento. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor the Chairman of the Master of Ceremony, Ms. Chamundi Bose, with the memento. The Masters of Master of Ceremony. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor the Coordinator of Master of Ceremony Committee, Ms. Lakshmi Prasanna, with a memento. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor the Member of Master of Ceremony Committee, Ms. B. Deepa, with a memento.
May I request Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian to honor my partner in voice, the Master of Ceremony Committee, Mr. S. Parthiban, with a memento. I request the Master of Ceremony Committee, Mr. K. Jay Mohan, to receive his honors from Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Subramanian to honor the member of Master of Ceremony Committee, Ms. N. Rekha, with a memento. The little brat of the team, Ms. V. Janaki Devi, shall be honored by a memento by our admin judge, Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian. May we request Honorable Justice to honor the member of Master of Ceremony, Ms. J. Prabha Shamali Jiva, with a memento.
May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian to honor the office staff of MMBA, Mr. T. Ponsegar, with a gift. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian to honor the office staff of MMBA, Mr. V. Kalidas, with a gift. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian to honor the office staff of MMBA, Mr. Tirupati, with a gift. May we request the Honorable Mr. Justice R. Subramanian to honor the office staff of MMBA, Mr. S. Vijay, with a gift. We are happy to announce that the Chairman of Lexicon 2023, Ms. N. Krishnaveni, Senior Advocate, has a special gift to two of our anchors of MMBA. May we now request the Chairman of Lexicon 2023, Ms. N. Krishnaveni, Senior Advocate, to honor the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, with a memento.
That is supposed to be a surprise.
May we now request the Chairman of Lexicon 2023, Mrs. Krishnaveni, Senior Advocate, to honor the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. K.P. Narayana Kumar, with a memento. May we now request the Vice President of MMBA, Mr. M. Natarajan, to honor the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, with a gift. May we now request the Joint Secretary of MMBA, C. Ajay Kos, to honor the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. K.P. Narayana Kumar, with a gift. The surprises of the surprise. I invite the Treasurer of MMBA, Mr. S. Venkatesh, to adorn the President of MMBA, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, with a traditional shawl.
It's a pink shawl, Mr. President.
I invite the Librarian of MMBA, Mr. K. Prabhu, to adorn the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. K.P. Narayana Kumar, with a traditional shawl.
Long list of honoring. Thank you, Lordships, but not yet thank you. Now we are eagerly waiting to hear from the ace player, Speaker of both courts, the Administrative Judge of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, Hon'ble Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, to deliver the valediction.
About end of the day. A very good evening to all of you. Honorable Justice Bhatkar, Judge High Court of Bombay, Honorable Justice Anand Venkatesh, Judge High Court of Madras, Professor Sanjay Jain, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I have no notes, nothing written, everything will be extempo. That is, I am warning you of some mistakes that may occur during the course of this valediction. Of course, I was there for the first 3 and the last 1.5 I can call, because I came when Professor Jain was, halfway through. Filling moments, I could say, and I'm sure that the participants would be richer in knowledge. And I don't want to get into the niceties of it. I only remember having read the foreword of Justice Lionel Leach to a book called Advocacy and Professional Ethics, which is a compendium of lectures of Diwan Bahadur K.V. Krishnaswamy Iyer in the year 1940, rendered to young lawyers and arranged by the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, the then Bar Council of Madras Presidency. He quotes Lord K.C. Clerk to say, to attain heights in the legal profession, one must have enormous willingness to learn and hard work. 2, to have no money at all. And 3, and to be in love. To be in love, he stopped there. I will add today, because after Anand's lecture on I will say to be in love with the profession. This came from an erudite Chief Justice in the year 1940. At the end of the foreword to that book, Justice Leach says that a person who follows the lectures of Mr. K.V. Krishnaswamy Iyer on ethics would definitely reach great heights in the profession. These following words really disturbed me could reach great heights in the profession despite it being so overcrowded. Gentlemen, this is in 1940 and we are in 2023. Almost 80 years thereafter. This is what that great judge felt in the year 1940, that the profession is overcrowded. But he said, if you are sincere enough and if you follow the ethics of the profession, you will definitely reach great heights. After 30 years as a lawyer and 6.5 years as a judge, I still feel there is enough room at the top for those who are willing to work hard. And your president requested me to have some advice for the young lawyers. I don't think this is a time for advice because all of you will be mentally tired after that the intellectual exercise that has undergone the whole day. But I couldn't resist saying one thing. Joseph Story's quote. It says, law is a jealous mistress. She can't be satisfied with trifling favors and she requires constant courtship. What do you mean by that? You have to be attentive to law all the 24 hours. 24/7 you should be attentive to law. A few days back, Honorable Justice Lalit, who had delivered the R.Subramanian Memorial Lecture at Chennai, and Justice R.Subramanian remarked during that lecture, he said, they are expected to be in office by 7:30 in the morning and the client will come in at 7:35, 7:40. And the senior Mr. Sarubhoman would ask him, Ram, is it a new client or a old client? If the answer is a old client, all right, I'll finish my puja and come. If the answer is a new client, the senior will be in the office in just another 2 minutes. It is not that if he is a new client coming, you don't make him wait. That is, you have to attend to the client at any part of the day. If he is your old client, all right, he knows you, he will wait. But a new client, he may not wait. So, for the youngsters, my sincere request would be, I don't think I have the competence to advise you, but my request would be, work hard. Don't worry about the returns in the first few years. To cite my case, I started with 250 rupees a month in 1986. And slowly and steadily I climbed up the ladder. I am a first generation lawyer also. None in my family were lawyers earlier. So things will have to come by it. And I know some of you would accuse me of being very ill-tempered in court. Sometimes I throw myself. When I was a young lawyer, say in 89-90, Honorable Justice Srinivasan, M. Srinivasan, many of you would have known him and some of you would have seen him also, landed in my office at 7:30 in the morning. No shirt, panjakacham dhoti with a shawl around his neck, no turban, the tuft. He came and I was sitting in the office, he asked me, Krishnan Illiya, is Krishnan not there? I just looked up at him and blinked. He said, have you not recognized me? Then only I realized, my God, there is a judge who has walked in the morning at 7:30. I ran up the stairs and told my senior that he has come. Then my senior came down, they were chatting upon something, he wanted some books for reference and all that. Then finally when the judge was about to leave, my senior was of course elder than him. So he said, Srinivasan, I have one question for you. I said, what? A few days before that, Honorable Justice Srinivasan had taken on one of his erstwhile juniors, and that fellow literally was in tears in the court. My senior was sitting there in court. Then my senior asked him, why do you do that? Justice Srinivasan said, my senior's name was Krishnan. He said, Krishna, you won't believe me when I tell you, before I leave my house, my prayer to Perumal, he's a Vaishnavite, so he said Perumal. My prayer to Perumal is that I should not curse anybody, or I should not lose my temper for the day. I must behave properly. And I, as a 4-year-old lawyer, had a hearty laugh, and this judge looked at me and said, you will realize if you at all you become a judge. And I am realizing it now. I can assure you, gentlemen, every day morning my prayer is that I should not curse anybody. I should not be harsh to any lawyer for that day. But sometimes when you commit some mistakes which result in your client losing everything, I am unable to stop myself. I confess with you, it is just spontaneous, it is not. See, why I am saying this is not for my sake, I am saying this for your sake. See, when a client comes to you, a lawyer has to think as to what is best for him. What is the best for him? Then do that. Now there is a tendency among lawyers today to straight away get to the High Court in form of a mandamus. That's again our mistake. I'll confess that is the judge's mistake. This mandamus is coming up is our mistake. We ordering notice and mandamus, consider representations injudiciously without any thinking. See, if I fall from the first floor, what will be the worst result? A fracture, which will heal. If I go to the 12th floor and jump from there, straight ticket only. So, if you get to the highest court at the first instance and something wrong happens, finished. You can't repair it by going to the lower court. If you go to the lowest court, if something happens, the injury will be very minor. You have at least an appellate court to have it rectified. Today we see a lot of civil litigation being converted into writs under Article 226, and writs are filed indiscriminately. That is not good for the profession. That is not a healthy trend at all. We must limit the number of writ petitions. We must properly advise the client. See, seniors in those days, my senior even at the age of 60, if a new judge joins the court that day, he will be sitting in that judge's court for 2-3 days continuously, even if he doesn't have work there. He will walk into the new judge's court. Then I was wondering why this man is doing that. Then when I asked him, I can't ask him, talking to him is very difficult. When I asked my clerk, who was there from 1963 till I joined that office in 1986, almost for 23 years, he said, no, he has gone there to observe the new judge. This is also part of the profession. See, when a client comes to you, what you should do is, you must not only think of his case, you must think of the opponent's case also. What will the opponent say? What will be the defense? How are you going to meet the defense? Then you should also think what the judge may ask. A foolish guy like me sitting there will ask, how is your writ petition maintainable? I will throw you off the balance in no time with a very simple foolish question. Then you must think what will be the response of the bench. You must get that answer before you appear. What we find here is an 1.5-page affidavit for a mandamus and my lord mandamus, my lord, consider representation. This is not good for the profession at all. See, you guys must think what is good for your client, what will be the opposition's response, what will be the judge's response, how I am going to meet this situation if it arises. All this you got to start thinking right from the day one, right from the day you issue a notice on behalf of your client. You must plan the litigation. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for you. And yet another aspect, I'll touch upon only two things. One is the language and the other is your dress. See, there is, I would say that there is a disinclination to learn English. So today, the language of the High Court is English. And English is not a language for lawyers, it is a tool with which we have to work. English is a tool with which we have to work. The law is in English. You have to read, understand it, interpret it, what not. If you don't know English, how will you do all that? You can say, I will look for translation. Google translation is worse than that. Translation can never convey full, absolute, correct meaning. There is always likelihood of some deviation somewhere. Therefore, gentlemen, my request to you would be, whether you are going to use it or not, learn that language. We don't need Krishnayas, we don't need Shakespeare's, we don't need Bernard Shaw. Normal, simple, understandable, communicable English without any grammatical errors. That, in my considered opinion, in the few years where I have gone to the other part of the court, I find that the youngsters are lacking in that. I would request, I also found that MMBA is into that. You are conducting some courses like that. That is a very good opportunity for the youngsters to learn that language, because it is, see, Tamil, yes, it is your mother tongue. And we saw sometime back in the papers that knowledge of Tamil among people who have Tamil as mother tongue is very poor. That is the situation now. We neither know Tamil nor English. So, my earnest request to you people would be to learn that language, whether you like it or not. Learn that language. That language will be of very great help to you, because you cross Gumadipundi, Tamil is useless. I don't say learn Hindi, I won't say learn Hindi, but English is at least the bridging language. You can at least learn that language and do it. Yet another factor, I'll finish with this, I don't want to bore you for long, you have been having a very long day, but why this attire for a lawyer? Why this black coat, gown, band, all that, why? What is the reason behind that? Why not I also dress like somebody like with a t-shirt or a pant or a jeans or a white shirt, normal white shirt and a black pant? Why all this for a lawyer? Why this paraphernalia? I asked myself that question. Then I said, you are deciding on another man's rights. You are pronouncing on another man's rights. You put him under oath. You examine him. You put any person in the box and ask him to say, Satyam unmai tavaru vedarum sollamaten. After that, any hardcore criminal will think twice before uttering a lie. Trial lawyers would have known that. So why is all these tall buildings? It is just to put in a semblance of reverence into the person who comes to you. He should respect your verdict. The litigant must respect your verdict. If the litigant doesn't respect your verdict, you have no place in the society. That is why all this paraphernalia is given to you. And now there is a call for dispensing with the gown during summer. That's different. That we will not, that is totally a, but I find lot of these young lawyers very clumsily dressed, this button not put up, shirt not tucked in. I have asked some of these guys, I have told them I won't listen to you if you don't properly dress up and come. See, once you go there as a lawyer and stand up before the court, the very look at you must command respect. If you are in shackles like you are going there and standing like this, the judge will say, who is this guy? See, there must be, once you start, when you stand up and start arguing, you must demand the attention of the judge. And 25% of it is your dress, young man, please understand that. 25% of that attention will be because of your dressing up and your mannerism in court. And if your shirt is hanging down and your band is this way and your button not put up, if you have a half slack, and if I don't see your cuff beneath your wrist, then I discount. I think you don't have any regard for your profession. Not only me, many of us are like that. Why this guy is dressed up like this? Why is this guy like this? You don't get, and the attention, the span attention that is given to you will be less. Therefore, young man, please dress up properly. And yet another important factor, read your briefs. Even if your senior is going to tell you go and take adjournment, read your brief and then come. When I started practicing in 1986, Justice S.A. Kadar used to be sitting in the miscellaneous courts. Being an appellate side lawyer, I will have at least 4 or 5 matters in that court. And I go there with those 5 matters at 10:15. By 10:35, I will have 12 matters. Unknown person will walk in. He will say, hey, you are here, which are your items? Sir, 35, 42, 45, 47. This is 33, take care of this also. He will walk up. Like that, I will have 12 bundles. And CMPs you can read in 10-15 minutes. That is not a big deal. But there is I find a disinclination on the part of these very young lawyers today to even open the papers because they have been asked to take an adjournment only. That is not done. Chief Justice Chandorkar, Madam must know, Chief Justice Chandorkar will not even look at you. The case will be called, he will open the type papers and say yes. You have to start arguing. No mentioning, no adjournment. You can't even look at his face. He will be reading into the bundle. And once he calls out, yes, you have got to start. If you don't start, he will read the papers and pass orders. That's all, finished. And many of us youngsters, and he used to sit single on Fridays and take up civil division petitions. And many of us youngsters got an opportunity to argue before the Chief Justice on Fridays when the civil division petitions were taken up, when our seniors were engaged in some other admission matters in some other court. Honestly, I argued my first case before him. Because I couldn't ask for an adjournment. I had to just get up and start, that's all. And if you are not prepared, what happens? So even if your senior tells you take an adjournment, please read the papers. Read the paper. Find out what is there. Many of the people I see they come without the papers, without the case bundle. And this juniors coming without the case bundle will reflect on seniors only. I see many seniors here. So because if I see Mr. Venkatramana's junior without a case bundle, next time Mr. Venkatramana appears before me, I'll think, oh, this is the man who sent his junior without the case bundle. Naturally, I get an aversion towards him. I'm not saying, I'm just using his name because he's a prominent name here. So, and valediction is kind of saying farewell, but I think I have exceeded my limits and gone into certain issues which are, because I thought I should share this with you because we don't get any other platform to share these things with you. And I wish MMBA conducts more symposiums and seminars like this so that the legal fraternity in Madurai gets enriched. Mr. Srinivasa Raghavan has been a very dynamic president and is aided by Narayana Kumar, secretary. They have been doing a very good job, and I honestly, I must say, Mr. Srinivasa Raghavan was very insistent that I must be a part of this program as a resource person. But my program was not very clear. I had some guests, I ought to have had some guests coming in, and I might have been forced to be away. So I said, I will not take up any other responsibility except this. Even if I skip this, you can fill it up with somebody easily. So that is why I did not take up, but now I really feel that I have escaped. With all this elite and erudite people whom we have been listening to from the morning, I think I would have been, as Anand said, not a comedian but a joker amongst all these people. And I thank my stars for this, for having escaped this. But I have assured him that I will definitely engage you on some other occasion, maybe in the MMBA itself. And so this kind of symposiums for lawyers are very, very important, and we should make best use of it. And whatever you learn here, please apply it with whatever I have told you now at the back of your mind, so that you will all make great lawyers. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Lordship. All of us present in this hall certainly agree with every word of yours. But there's one small thing we would like to say. Today the client is so different from the clients of those days, and this Google plays a vital role in exploiting our sincere services. We would like to trouble our honorable guest with yet another exercise of thanking and honoring Sibi, Abhisha, Atif, Jai Mohan and Preeta, who have put in their sincere efforts in giving genuine feedbacks. May I invite the feedbackers, Sibi Chakravarti, Abhisha Isaac George, Muhammad Atif, Mr. Jai Mohan and Preeta to the dais. The feedbackers who have observed and took efforts to take notes, our President, Mr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, would like to honor them with a hand-picked gift. A small note of personal thanks from the President of MMBA to the feedbackers. Thank you, Atif. Thank you, Abhisha. Thank you, Sibi. Thank you, Preeta. Thank you, Jai Mohan. Thank you, Lordships. Thank you, President. Now may I invite the General Secretary of MMBA, Mr. K.P. Narayana Kumar, to propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, Honorable Mr. Justice Hon'ble, President of MMBA, Chairperson of Lexicon, senior members of the bar, my fellow advocates, friends, students, good evening to you all. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that is enough. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched, but it must be felt by heart. I feel honored to get this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks in this blissful evening. Our great Tamil poet, Valluvar, mentioned a verse regarding gratitude. Payan Tuka Cheida Udavi, Nayan Tuka Nanmai Kadalinum Peridu. The help given without any expectation is outweighs the sea. Here, the parting of very valuable knowledge to us without any expectation is really divine. On behalf of MMBA, I am extending my earnest thanks to Hon'ble Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, Judge Supreme Court of India, to have accepted to come over to Madurai, and we are grace enough to, and he was grace enough to inaugurate this lexicon and address us how the judiciary is subject of admiration in society. Our sincere gratitude to Honorable Dr. Justice Anida Suman for giving us an insight in the effective operation of alternative dispute resolution system. Honorable Justice Dama Sheshadri Naidu, Senior Advocate of Supreme Court of India, took us virtually in the world of artificial intelligence. We are ever thankful to you, sir. Feminism is an identity who better than Dr. V.S. Elizabeth, NLS Vice Chancellor, to share her expert opinion and her research on the feminist legal methods. Thank you very much, Madam. Consent, a crucial word, can make a relationship good or bad. I thank Honorable Justice Murdula Arbadkar, former judge of Bombay High Court, to have given us an insight into the subject. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Sanjay Jain, Professor, NLSIU, Bengaluru, can't be thanked enough for throwing light on the current trend of anti-discriminatory laws. Thank you very much, sir. POSCO, though it's a very painful to read, was done justice to our very beloved and superstar speaker, Honorable Justice N. Anand Venkatesh, in his own style of striking balance in the society. Very much thankful to you, Lord. MMBA's very big thanks to our very sharp judge, Honorable Mr. Justice R.Subramanian, who always encourages us, teaches us, supports us. Words are not enough to thank you, Lordship. His constant guidance and support always lead us in a better manner. We are much grateful to you, Lordship. Thank you, Lordship. Immediate response from the advocate friends soon after the completion of the speaker's speech is really appreciable. MMBA sincerely paying its gratitude to the advocates who have given the feedback. Thank you, Mr. Sibi Chakravarti, Mr. Sudarshana, Mr. Abhisha, Mr. Muhammad Atif, Mr. Jayamohan, Mr. Charat Chandran, and Ms. Preda. MMBA is extending his thanks to chairman, coordinators, and members of subcommittees who tirelessly work to shape this event meaningful. MMBA's special thanks to our president, Mr. Srinivasa Raghavan, and chairperson of the symposium, N. Krishnaveni, who relentlessly functioned for several months to make this function success. Thank you. I thank AIG, my friend TSC, Mr. Govindan, senior members of the bar, office bearers of the MMBA, director of Tamil Sangam, Mr. Samshuddin, the press, photographers, staffs of MMBA, and all those helping hands, but for whom this symposium would have been a task. I also thank Mr. Kannan, ASO, who sang Tamil Thai Vaaltu at the beginning itself. And I am extending the thanks to Registrar Judicial and other High Court staffs who have present here and make this function a cheerful one. And my special thanks to the 8 masters of the ceremony who have conducted this section like the verse of Tirukural. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. And in a old saying, there's a old saying. Thankful mind is a virtue, and it is a parent of all other virtues. And MMBA is extending his thanks for giving me this virtue. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Indeed, it's a lengthy thanks note, but a necessary one. Now it is our duty to thank the one who thanked all, leaving none. Thank you so much, sir. We began with Mother Tamil. Let's end with Mother Nation. I request everyone to rise for national anthem.